Good morning, welcome to Patrice's Projects. Today, I really wasn't planning this project at all, but it just happened to show up while I was trimming some leaves to throw in the compost. As you can see, I've got some really yellow leaves, and when I was going along and trimming some off, I saw some white powdery mildew. So I'm going to have to treat for that, and I thought I would show you how I do it. There aren't that many leaves, so I was looking at one that had the most on it, but it was so yellow I could not make it show up in the camera. So I'm going to bring you over to a leaf I found over here, and I also happened to find a really nice looking praying mantis, so I'll show you him too. I think this one's a boy because it's darker and I can see wings on it, so let's take a look at him and the powdery mildew. Here's our boy, and you see he's kind of purplish brown, and he appears as though this one has wings on the back there, so I'm pretty sure that one's a boy. And I have had a green one, a darker big green, not darker, but a brighter big green one on this particular cucumber plant before, but I haven't seen it in a while. Maybe this is it, because the boys typically have the very, very slender body, which now I'm kind of questioning, is this a male or female? Because the females don't have useful wings. They cannot fly, and I wouldn't think that this one would be able to fly with those small wings. Now that I'm taking a closer look, maybe they do have wings, they just aren't useful ones. So anyway, I'm going to quit showing this girl or boy, this praying mantis, because I think I'm bugging it. What I wanted to show you was, see the spot right there in the center of the screen on that leaf, and it kind of looks fuzzy, like someone put some powder on there. There's another leaf over this way. This leaf, you can see it a little bit better, and I'm going to cut this one off in just a second. But you can see when I turn it like that, the stuff is kind of raised up on it. It's a growth, it's a fungus. So the way I'm going to treat for this is baking soda and water. Some people use milk diluted with water, like I think it's 2 cups to a gallon. I tried that once, it didn't work. Yeah, that one definitely shows the best. But with the baking soda, what it does, and the milk as well, it changes the pH on the leaves, making it inhospitable for the fungus to keep growing. Down here you can see some more on that. You can definitely see it on that leaf. I'll go ahead and pinch that off since I've already got it in my hand. But overall, considering this plant has been growing here for several months and the environment has been perfect for powdery mildew to grow, I am just amazed that I've been able to keep it under control as well. And I've only sprayed this, I think, once before, specifically for powdery mildew, and like, you don't see much. I did cut some leaves off. Most of the leaves I cut off it was because they were yellow, like the leaves you see over there. Sorry about the shadow, nothing I can do about that if I'm showing you this plant at this angle. So let's go ahead, and I'm going to trim off the leaves oh, that one's really bad over there. Can you see it? See that one underneath? That one's got it bad. So I'm going to go ahead and cut that one and the one in front of it, just to make sure I get the fungus area. That one is pretty bad, and I want to make sure it's clear. It's kind of like, you know, you remove a moldy strawberry from a container, you're going to remove the ones that it's touching too, so that they don't develop the mold and spread it to the others. So let's go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and trim these leaves off. Say bye-bye to praying mantis. And luckily there's no powdery mildew right around that. I'm going to avoid spraying this area because praying mantis do tend to gravitate to one area and stay in that area until something disrupts them for them to move somewhere else. It does seem that when they want to lay their eggs, they disappear for 3 or 4 days from their area and come back skinny. So that is my observations in my garden anyway. Good morning. It's been a few days since I cut the leaves off of the cucumber plant that was infected with the powdery mildew, but you can't do it in the heat of the day. I should have been up before sunrise. Unfortunately, it's about 9 o'clock right now, so I'm getting a late start anyway, but that plant needs to be sprayed. In fact, I noticed a lot more powdery mildew than I initially saw. Once I started cutting away some leaves, it really does develop, though, between leaves when you have leaves overlapping and things like that. That's where you're going to see it the most. So I removed a lot of leaves. There's still some on it, and I'm sure it's developed since then. And the way you get it is the spores, they just kind of float around in the air and they'll land on your plants. You typically get it when you have the colder nights and the warmer days, where you get the dew on everything, and then it heats up during the day, and it's a perfect environment to grow powdery mildew. Anyway, what you're going to do is you're going to take your baking soda. In fact, I have a brand new box because I searched my whole kitchen looking for something open, and I guess I used it all up. So, typically you're going to use 1 tablespoon per gallon of water. This holds roughly half a gallon. Actually, it does hold half a gallon. So I happen to have a half a tablespoon right here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my half a tablespoon. I'm going to put it on a little piece of paper. And funnel it right in. Actually, this is a big enough opening. I could have poured it right in there, but if you're using a little spray bottle, then you're going to use like a teaspoon per regular spray bottle size. That's going to be close enough in measurement. It doesn't have to be exact. So I've got my container right here. I've got my filtered water right here. And never look at the camera when you're spraying water into a bottle. It doesn't work out very well. This sprayer I got on Amazon, and it's really cool. I'm going to post a link to it in the description down below. You give it a good shake. So with this, you can spray downward on the tops of the leaves, and then you can spray upward, and you can use it all the way to the bottom and get any angle you need. So it's a great bottle. Highly recommend it. Let's go out to the garden and start spraying. Like I said, you should do this before the sun is on your plants. Unfortunately, that wasn't happening today. I did remove most of the affected leaves, but I know that there's still some here. This solution does not actually kill the powdery mildew. It just makes it inhospitable for it to be able to adhere to and grow on the plant. So I removed most of what I could find, and so I'm just going to treat this once a week, and it just helps to prevent more powdery mildew from growing on it. If you see more on there, cut it off and just keep treating what the leaves that you have remaining. It should help. So I'm going to go ahead and, this is a pump bottle. It also has a lock on here, so you don't have to just keep holding the little trigger, which is right here. So I'm going to not do that. Give a nice coating over the undersides of all of the leaves. Unfortunately, I have it mixed into my other plants here, my yard long beans. And I'm going to try and get the undersides of all of the leaves, and then I will go ahead and spray the surfaces of all of the leaves. And I see one here It has a couple of spots. I'm going to remove that as I go along. And like I said, I'm going to do this once a week, and hopefully it cures the problem. So that's all I have for you today. Thanks for watching. I really do appreciate it. If you're not yet subscribed, I'd appreciate you doing that, and then clicking the bell button for notifications of upcoming videos. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, or just want to say hi, go ahead and pop that in the comments down below, and I'll see you next time. Bye.